Hello, welcome back to the finishing line, proudly sponsored by Hollywood Bets. It was supposed to be me and Andrew, and maybe Tom, but Tom was at the sales, buying more horses, I presume, to run in the Pimlico colours, and Andrew is in the studio but can't get his mic or camera to work. So I'm going to play on and talk about the Coronation Cup, the Derby, the Oaks last week. Touch on our game of golf. There's Andrew going mad there now. I don't know what's going on. Talk about the factor on some of the horses. Talk about the madness that was the fireworks before the Derby. And hopefully Andrew somewhere along the way will come in. If not, you'll have to look at my ugly mug for 20 or so minutes chatting about the racing, and anybody wants to leave in some comments, fire away, and I'll try and answer them as we go along. Hello, Luke Wilson. I'm pretty sure, Luke, you're the man that needs to send Andrew his address to get some Hollywood Bets merchandise sent over, or maybe Andrew said he's doing a bet or something. But you need to mail Andrew anyway. Okay, we'll crack right on. Throw up this banner here. And Coronation Cup winner out for the season. I'm not sure if this is 100% correct, but Hookham won the Coronation Cup and he's definitely came back with an injury. We were reading about it today. Sorry, I put that back up. A worthy winner. I had said in the podcast the other two lads were quite sweet on Pile Driver. And I like Pile Driver a lot. I tipped him up a couple of times last year, but Frankie worried me, and I suppose there was a lack of pace in the race, and he went to the front, and I personally don't think that's what Pile Driver wants. He wants to be held up against a strong pace and then come on the bridle and take it up the last furlong maybe. But Hookham was very good. High definition. He's just probably never going to be a Group 1 horse. He's going to do it like he just, I don't know. I don't know what to make of him now. I gave him a chance last week, but that'll be the only chance I give him. Maybe he's going to see him over hurdles and be trained by Joseph or something like that. But yeah, I was disappointed with Frankie. I suppose he took the bull by the horns, but he did worry me on Pile Driver. I think Pile Driver is still the best horse in that race, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way, especially on the flat. You have to kind of think outside the box a little bit. We'll touch more on Frankie because I know Luke has in the comments about Wesley Ward, but we'll kick on with the racing and then maybe chat about that. And hopefully Andrew comes in. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Hold up for a second. Put this up. Chris, never mind the horses who won the golf. Andrew won the first round of golf. He pretty much battered me yesterday. I don't mind. I can make excuses, but it's a poor showing. I got a text that annoyed me on hole 3, and it lasted all the way to hole 8. We only played 9 yesterday. All being well, we're going again with one of the lads that watched the podcast, Brian, on Wednesday. So we'll be playing 18 Wednesday. And we'll go again. Andrew played well yesterday. I give it to him. Fair play. I made a Horlicks some shots. I let the demons get to me. I was having a row on text about something, and it bothered me, and can't play golf. So lesson learned. Phone away the next time. Mind on the golf. That's all. Okay, moving on to the Oaks. Tuesday gets the better of Emily. John up Emily. I read that the wrong way around. Tuesday gets the better of John up Emily. I think Tom tipped up Nashua, and myself and Andrew were very strong on John up Emily. And I'd like to hear Andrew's thoughts on it. Hopefully he does get in, but it doesn't look likely at the moment. I think Tuesday is a very worthy winner. Two very good fillies, I'd say. They put a good bit ahead of even third and fourth. I know a lot of people are saying Emily Upjohn struggled to get back into the race after stumbling and came wide, and that probably cost her the race. But to me, I suppose I gave out about Frankie a good bit on this, but I thought it was a poor ride. I had said about him being weak in the finish, and it was heads up, heads down, but Ryan Moore definitely got the most out of Tuesday, and Frankie was sitting pulling double as Ryan Moore was making his move, and I think that was the cost and the winning of the race. Totally understand the slipping up coming out of the stalls, but if you're to look at the race as a whole, Tuesday didn't get a good start either, and they were pretty much beside each other, or within a length of each other the entire way around. Coming down Tanton Corner, they fanned out across the track, and Ryan made his move on the opposite side about half a furlong maybe before Frankie committed Emily Upjohn. Ryan was rolling away, pushing away. Frankie is still sitting double, and I would imagine Frankie again thought the horse was going to take him to the front and win the race easy, and unfortunately it didn't transpire that way. And I wanted Emily Upjohn to win. I think she's very good for the rest of the season, but he did it a few times last year. I know John Gosden was pretty peed off about the ride that he gave Palace Beer against Boyd last year towards the end of the season. So, I think it was just went too late, and thought he probably had more horse, and maybe Emily Upjohn used a bit of petrol early in the race, because of the stumbling, and just didn't have that then. But hold up now. No, that doesn't work. I thought Andrew was there, but he's not. But yeah, I would say there's a bit of jockey error from Frankie. I think Rodney Mackey making a good point here. If that was King's Cat, Andrew, is he adding himself? I know he's saying wait. On Emily Upjohn, will people be so forgiving? Yeah, I mean, if another jockey is there, Frankie gets all the plaudits. And to be honest, it's probably all about Frankie even after the race, when it should have been about Tuesday. She was the worthy winner. Moving on from Frankie anyway. Super winner. Very much deserved winner. Pedigree is amazing. She's a homebred in Ballydoyle and Coolmore, and Aidan breaking the record for the most classics. It's just amazing. He'd probably train for another 10 years as well, or more if he wants. And
not as amazing as you.
Hello, Andrew.
I swear to God, I have no idea what the hell was going on there.
Well, you're there now. Here after missing the Coronation Cup and the Oaks, basically. But how did you feel about Frankie's ride on John Up Emily?
There's two ways you can look at John Up Emily's ride. One, he'll probably lost it at the start. Two, Ryan Moore rode sleep coming down the hill and nabbed it. By the time he saw Ryan go, it was too late. I think Ryan gave it a very, very good ride to win it. Look, a lot of people can bash Frankie over, but he's nothing he could do about the start of it. We're not the biggest fans of Frankie here, but he lost it in a way, but I think she still came out probably the best horse in the race.
Yeah, to me, if they face each other again, I'd be for John Up Emily, and hopefully she does the business the next time. Frankie has lost the ride on the Wesley Ward horses for Royal Ascot. I think one of the American jockeys is staying put.
Irad Ortiz Jr., the best jockey by a country mile in America.
Yeah, he's very good, but I thought that is maybe a sign of things to come. I'm fairly sure Gosden will start moving on from Frankie too. Maybe not this season, but next season. Buick was there for years and he moved on when he made a few mistakes. So he's not one that's going to just sit and wait. And he's definitely unhappy with the ride. He gave Stradivarius last year on a number of occasions, especially in the Gold Cup, and Palace Pier when he was sitting there looking around for Boyd the whole time in the race at the end of last year.
I think, though, we shouldn't take anything away from Tuesday. She was technically only after turning 3 that day. So for her to progress that fast in that short space of time, she's only going to keep improving throughout the season. So it's not a forlorn, or whatever the word is, forlorn? It's not guaranteed. Back to normal word. It's not guaranteed that Emily Upjohn will reverse the form on Tuesday if they meet again.
Yeah, like I wouldn't be surprised if either or wins. I'd be for Emily Upjohn, but Tuesday will surely keep progressing, especially being I think she's a full sister to Minding, who got better and better as she got into her 3-year-old season. So,
did we talk about golf?
No, we'll leave the golf to the end. Someone asked about it and I said it, but you can talk about it at the end now. Right, so moving on to the Derby. Worthy winner. It's on replay here on TV beside me. Good result for Richard Kingscote. I think it might be his first or second ride in the Derby, and he's on the winner. There's a crown. Put Michael Stout back in the big time, who hasn't probably had a real top level grade 1 or group 1 3-year-old in many years. It's been Aidan and John Gosden and the Godolphin horses. He fairly bolted up. He kind of was pulling up at the end. There's no need to push him out anymore. I thought the O'Brien horses were disappointing, but always worries me when there's loads of them and they're all a bit of muchness. It's hard to figure out who's good or bad. Masakela, I was delighted ran well. He got 4th for the each way money. And yeah, I'd say he's a good bit better than them. Be interesting now to see him, Andrew, against the 4-year-olds, maybe if he goes to the King George or something like that against that a year, or Hurricane Lane, if we ever see any of the two of them again. But before we get on to the fireworks, what do you think of Desert Crown?
Oh, it was a very, very, very good performance. When you're taking a pull about 2 furlongs out in a Derby, you know you're on something special. Whether it was a race where the rest of them were just well below par crop, or he's just miles clear and could be the next best thing, time will only tell. I don't think that there's not many hard luck stories. I don't buy into the Westover hard luck story. He was in front of Hoyomal, I think it was at 2 furlong pole, and then when Hoyomal made the move, Rob Hornby didn't just decided not to go with it, and then he got caught in the pocket. Not in a million years do I think Westover would have even beat Desert Crown, and where Rob Hornby's getting that out of that he would have gone close to beating them is absolutely mind-boggling, because that Desert Crown had more up his sleeve than we even know. I think he's a very, very good horse. I think it'll take a very good one, a good 3-year-old, to get anywhere near him this year. I think I'd be interested to see how he gets on the 4-year-old career against the older horses. You know more than that than I do now with the crop of this year, but I think that was only his 3rd run. I think he progresses again. God only knows how good this fella could be.
Yeah, it all depends on how good the ones behind him are. I think he looks very good. And it's the way he won. He definitely had more in it. I don't buy into this Westover thing as well. Westover is a decent horse, but it didn't cost him the race anyway by any stretch of imagination.
I think he'll get close to Boyd if they do decide to go against each other.
If Boyd went to 1 mile too and Desert Crown drops back, it'd be a good race, all right. Maybe in the Judgment, I'd like to see that, but it's probably highly unlikely. Now, two things to talk about regards to Derby. The fireworks and hold up now. And this one, split screens. And firstly, the fireworks. And for numerous times, and it's mostly this stuff I'd be talking about, the stupidity that goes on at times in racing and kicking themselves in the foot. Tom talks about it a lot regards like what happened with Gordon sitting on the horse and other like stuff regards the drug stuff in the Irish racing and all that. Obviously this isn't as bad as that, but some of the stuff that goes on I just don't get. They're trying to get people into race, right? And they're trying to also protect horses and so on and so forth. The biggest race of what is considered the flat season and the 3-year-old's career going forward for stallion purposes and all that, they leave off about 7 fucking million fireworks before the race, which is definitely going to upset horses. It made no sense. I said to Andrew yesterday, I was watching it and I thought it was like superimposed into the screen. I was like, this can't be fucking real. But it was real, and they went off once, and then twice, and then 3 times. The commentators have come out and said they couldn't see a fucking thing because of the fireworks. Kirby came out and said it upset Nahani and totally ruined the experience for the horse, and he was upset in the stalls then and everything. He was afraid. Sure, done the same for other horses. So that made no sense. Then you have, and I don't watch ITV racing because of the nonsense that goes on with the fashion.
This is what Dave doesn't watch us. Go.
Right.
Here we go.
The presenters, right? It's not about racing. It's about a fashion show, and they think they're at the Super Bowl showing off their hats and their tails and their tops and tails. And I just find it so idiotic. So if I watch it, I have the sound off until the race is on. I just put it on mute, right? I usually watch racing TV, but if I'm somewhere else, turn the sound off. And okay, we'll just watch. Racing TV, split screened the biggest race, what's considered the biggest race for a 3-year-old, with a race in Listowel. And I'm not against Listowel. Listowel's a grand little place and happy days. But surely that is another idiotic thing to do.
Like, but now, just before you pass on that point, is this or is this not Epsom's fault? We can't really blame racing TV for it. They have to stick to a contractual schedule that they have in place. And you talked about at the start of the season, they're bringing the fines and all that for delayed races. And how many years has Derby been run? What, over 100 years? Whatever it is. But how long? They know how long it takes from the horses to leave the parade ring to trot the whole way up the course. At least leave them go up about 15 minutes before the race starts. Happy days, they're all up there.
I said it to you, and I actually think, and I like flat race. It's like we discussed this, the first thing I got into really regards race. But from day one, it's obvious the races don't go off on time, right? That is going to have a lasting effect. So it is. Racing TV have to show the races that are contracted to, the bills need to be paid, so on and so forth. Stupid from their side, but there's nothing they can do when Epsom are letting the Derby and the Oaks and the Coronation Cup go off 10 minutes after it's scheduled, right? You never see it in jumps race. And it's a tiny little thing, but like anytime you go and watch flat racing, and it happens a lot, we go out and watch the Arc and all that, you get people, why is the race not? What are we waiting for? Like, it's a little irritant thing, but little irritant things make big things in the long run. It makes no sense why they can't get the horses out in time, but if it's a jump race, they get the horse out in time. And obviously it takes a little bit longer to get the horses in the stalls. Some might be upset, so on and so forth. So as Andrew said, have them there 5 minutes before they should have been there. Get it done properly. But this walking up to the stalls and the race is already 7 minutes long, 7 minutes gone the other way is outrageous, and it should definitely definitely be some sort of fines. And I read somewhere they were doing it. They did it at Newbury, and it's to do with like the TV and all that. They can't be doing all the split screens and all that. There's going to have to be something done about it because it's outrageous. I know some people are saying the split screen is worse than the fireworks. I suppose it's much of a muchness, whatever you think. I thought both was terrible. I don't know what to do, to be honest.
No, the way I'm looking at this now, it's the course's fault. It's the people who are organising the race's fault. You have the biggest 3-year-old race of the season on. You know what time it's on. What was it, 4:30 or something? They were meant to. It was meant to, right? You have them there at the start by 20 past. You have them there by 20 past. Then they can walk up the last few furlongs uphill. Grand, fair enough. Why should Listowel suffer because twats in Epsom can't get races off in time? It's the stewards. It's like the horses are in the parade ring in time enough. They're saddled up, they're ready to go. Jockeys can go 5 minutes earlier. It doesn't matter sometimes when a horse has to go down to the start earlier. There's no problems with that. So leave the whole field go down earlier. And then the part with the fireworks. What are we trying to turn the horse racing into? The Super Bowl. It's the same with the Champions League. What the hell was the story with the Camilla Cabello? Even though it was grand to look at now, in fairness. But no one cared, and you can see the fans couldn't give a shit either. They were singing the songs over. I think they're trying way too hard to make a commercially viable system. The same, guarantee you, the same people that came up with them fireworks are the same people who had the idea, let's do a 5-day Cheltenham Festival. 100% the same people that have come up with this. Absolute nonsense. You keep it nice. If you want to put fireworks off, wait till after the racing is over. A whole race, then have your Epsom firework display. When all the races are over, no horse can get upset. Have your razzmatazz, then bang, boom, bosh. Everyone's happy. Not in a million years. I've seen a comment there. The 12th furlong start at Epsom is miles away. You surely can't hear it. You can hear it. We have the Spree Festival in Waterford every summer, and it's on the quay in Waterford City, and we live a good 8-10 minutes away from the city.
Yeah, you're 3 miles from the city, I suppose.
We can hear them clear as day, and the further away, the more of an echoey bang they have to it, and that's going to upset horses. So that was just a ridiculous decision. The starts are always going to be the same in the flat. I don't know how they can't get it right. It literally boggles my mind. If you're going into a race like that, you know what horses, if they're like 3-year-olds, 2-year-olds, fair enough. Some of them might be a bit twitchy going into the stalls at first, but if you have these older horses, you have in your hand, right, this fella takes a bit of time, this fella needs a bit of help, this fella's grand, this fella's grand, this fella's grand. Right, let's get all up there 10 minutes before we start. We can all walk around then up at the start. Grand, it's like we're in the parade ring, not a bother. Why can't they do that? It's simple solution. And then everything goes off on time. Grand if you're 2-3 minutes over from a horse not being able to go into the stall. But this shit of having horses there that they can all just walk in grand and still have it 10 minutes off, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it boggles my mind. And Kevin there's touching Ed Chamberlain's only interested in viewing figures. Look, I get that. That's what ITV wants. You want to see the viewing figures go up, and they make the money that way. But Channel 4 racing was brilliant when it was on, and it wasn't broke, so there was no need to fix it. And maybe people like it. I'd like to see the demographics of the viewing figures, to see like the age groups and stuff. But for me personally, and I can't imagine like younger males, and that's probably the most of people that are watching the race and want to be looking at fucking hats and feathers and hats and all that. Like I get it's part of the culture of the race and all that, but to me it maybe might equate to 10% of people, and like majority of us are like, I suppose me and you, Angelo, are normal Joe Soaps that like horse racing, like having a bet. And I just do not think ITV racing at all in any way attracts or appeals to that kind of demographic. And that's including the jump season, because they do it in the jump season as well. It's all about this and that. Don't get me wrong, I like going to the race and getting dressed up real nice and all that, but Like, I don't want to be looking at flowers and feathers. I want to see the horses.
Like, it's grand if you're doing it. You're doing it, grand, do it. But don't do it after every single race. You go back, look, this one is wearing a bloody, whoever they are, Dolce & Gabbana, fucking Chanel tops and hats made by some blind monk in Egypt or something. We're here to watch horses race. If you want to have stories, have horse racing stories. Appeal to what's watching. The people that will watch what all the fashion stuff are at the track, at all the fashion stuff. We don't care about that. If you want to put stories on, it's ITV shooting themselves as always. We said on the way up to golf yesterday as well. Prime example, Cheltenham. First 20 minutes into Cheltenham, rattled Cheltenham for Cova last year. That's how Cova started. Blame Cheltenham. Something needs to happen with ITV big time. And just again with the fireworks, just popped into my head. Say fair enough, the fireworks are there, the horses are over there. What about the other 30, 40 horses in the pre-parade ring, in the paddock, in their stables, waiting to race in the next 2 races? How's that fair on them? And like I've been around horses a long time. You know yourself. Any little bangs, and then he knocked out one poor Henry's thing for knocking on it for hitting something, and he got a heart attack. Imagine what a firework gun. Imagine what a firework.
I don't know.
Even ballistic.
It's just a constant kicking themselves in the foot. That's what I find about like the COVID thing and the fireworks. I don't know who's doing it or who's making decisions or who signed off on the fireworks and stuff like that, but they're terrible decisions. And look,
isn't it turning very American?
Yeah, there's no need for it to be that way. Like the Americans have the racing the way they want it. Same with the Australians. And I think Ireland and England, like the way we have racing is very much our thing. I said this to you yesterday. It's kind of part of our culture, and not so much of a culture of anywhere else. There's no reason to change it. Just keep it the way it is. The same with the Cheltenham 5-day festival thing. It's just look. But money is going to be the end of it, and that's what's going to come down to it anyway.
Even what I said there is probably unfair on the rate. What I meant by Americans like Super Bowls and whatever, but American racing coverage for the big racing like Breeders' Cup or whatever, I think it's miles better than what ITV do because they're constantly talking about the races, they're talking about the markets, they're talking about the pools, they're talking about all this things that actually interconnect with what's going on in the day. Yes, every now and then they might go down to the parade ring and someone's has this bloody vintage whatever on, but 90% of it is around what the day and what's going on. The Kentucky Derby, be it the Breeders' Cup. Prime example, go watch the Breeders' Cup this year, and I guarantee you 90% of it is all about the racing on the day.
Yeah,
it's plain, it's easy to do. I don't see how they're making this so complicated. Anyway,
that's pretty much the racing over and done with. I'll leave Andrew touch on the golf. Can we get the little thing up here? It's coming soon. I'd say, Dave, I've gone out in the betting now because I'm 1 down. Hold up now, sorry. Keep that out there for a sec. We'll have to change that betting, Andrew, I think, because I'm 1-0 down now, so you're surely long odds on now.
Look, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Wait, no, I might have something here. I think I'm updated one. I don't have betting on this one. I kind of give you the benefit of the doubt that you're in the middle of. I don't even want to say it because you probably don't want any people to know. But he was in the middle of a very heated argument, and it wasn't with the female kind because myself and Puddy looked at each other and said, "It's be all well and good now if this is the female kind. He was getting something at the end of it. Well, this is the fella that he's giving out there. If he doesn't put the phone down, I'm going to stick it on the next thing. I'm going to drive it out over the road." He was on from the.
I explained to the lads earlier when you weren't in that from the 3rd hole to the 8th hole, I was gone, and that was the end of it.
You know when Dave was getting pissed off and frustrated, he had a hat on, it was that way. 2 minutes later, it started creeping that way, and he started filming and throwing it around the place. He was an angry dinosaur going around the place. His head was gone, his golf game was gone. He didn't want to know about anything. But as a true sportsman, I took full advantage of it.
They're gone out in the betting because they're swinging stiffer than me granddad. You know what, Vincent? You're dead right. As long as my actual stiffy works, that's all I really care about. But I'm going to try anyway. I'm going to try again Wednesday. I'm going to put the phone away, have no more arguments with people, and just blinkers.
I think it was even on the first hole. You were walking over to get your ball, and I could see there was something annoying you because you turned me a look and was like, I'm not after doing that to him yet. Why is he angry?
I did feel now on say 7, 8, 9. You were starting to wane. The old fitness was starting to wane, and I was just getting going then.
I was very wet, and I wasn't enjoying being wet.
Yeah. I think the back nine now. The next day, I think could be where I come in strong. Stamina.
Oh no, I have my second gear now just to go into. See, I knew the game was over. I knew I had it won, so I could relax a bit, try a few fades and whatever. And
I made some stupid shots. I have got way better at striking the ball. I'm getting there. I'm going to win one of these games. I'm going to win.
You hit one shot. I think it was on the one where we have to cross the road to get to the tee box. I think is it the 6th, the long par 5.
Yeah, the 5th.
You hit a shot there, and I was like, this fella forgot how to play golf or something. I've never your first day at golf was better than what you played on Sunday. It's like you never pick up a golf club in your life.
Sure, look.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. I won.
Well, you're 1 up, Andrew.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
Andrew's look at this. Andrew's the lazy one who needs niggling from halfway but finds loads for pressure.
That's me in a nutshell. That's me in a nutshell.
Yeah, you couldn't be more right.
Once I know I'm under pressure, I start concentrating. It's just because if you go onto our Twitter, what was it, the first 5 holes I won?
Yeah.
First 4 or 5 holes I won. I knew I was kind of all I have to do now is coast up here, and I'll have this one.
And I won.
Go on.
I won me and Puddy shared the 6th, and then I was all in to win the 7th, and I chipped into the bunker and fell apart.
Oh yeah.
We were in the same spot, but I was just you got there in 3 and I got there in 2, and then I just fucking shot the bag.
Yeah, two was literally side to side by the bunker, and Dave has a fear of bunkers. He's like, "Oh Christ, the bunker in front of you." I was like, "Just imagine it's not there. Just pretend it's a hill, and you had to go over the hill."
I like playing in the muck, not the sand.
You need a lob wedge. You don't have a lob wedge. You need a lob wedge for them shots.
You didn't get that joke.
What? You like being in the sand?
I like playing in the muck, not the sand. Never mind. Wednesday. We're going to do a quiz.
Time.
We're going to do a quiz.
What are we doing it on? I need to study.
We'll do an all-around sports quiz for 2022.
That's only 6 months.
2021. Sorry, 2021. All-around. But yeah, no, there was loads of sport even with the COVID fucking shit. 2021. 30, maybe 35 questions. All sports, horse racing,
40.
Football,
round off to 40.
I'll see if I have enough time for 40. And yeah, we'll do a little giveaway again. Then Monday next week, not Sunday. Monday is talking points, but it's not talking points. It's special Royal Ascot preview before Royal Ascot gets started on Tuesday. And yes, Vincent, are you doing an Ascot tipster comp? Yeah, I'll set that up during the week, probably tomorrow or Wednesday. I'll send out the text to the lads in the groups. But yeah, Royal Ascot tip and comp like we normally do. And
we're taking questions from the crowd.
No, I couldn't have gone through them all there.
Well, there you go.
My dog is getting sick as well, and I need to make sure it hasn't gone everywhere. It's just one of these weeks now. It's only Monday. What day is it? It is Monday.
It is Monday.
It's going to be one of them fucking weeks. I know this.
Yeah, I want one of those weeks that I won't even say it on here.
On that note, see you Wednesday for a sports quiz. And we'll see how Tom and Andrew get on. I'm actually looking forward to this already because they're usually fucking useless.
I can't wait to see how much money Thomas after spending. And if he's still married after he comes home, tell Siobhan how much he's after spending.
Just before we go, we'll answer this quickly.
Whoa.
What's the horse you're looking forward to most in the National Hunt season?
Ooh, that's a good question. Ooh, who am I most looking forward to? I do enjoy an Allaho. But you say, Dave, I'm trying to think here. So many.
Galloping for me. What time Wednesday? 8 p.m. And last one. This is a good one. Is Tom going to stop running his horse in Tremor? Yes!
Yes, we can confirm categorically. Yes, he is. He walked down the steps of Tremor stand. Never again am I bringing horses to Tremor.
We love you, Tom.
Go T.
Go Pimlico.
Matt Freeze, but he's tired as well.
Yeah, he's going to win the race too. The world is going mad.
Gallop in the shot. Me as well.
See you Wednesday.
Good luck.